Our next bout of the evening is a mixed martial arts bout and is a catch weight at 130 pounds, brought to you by Intimate Treasures. First, please welcome to the cage, Diego Bautista.
And we are ready for the Big Four. Here are your fights from the Cowboy here tonight. The Electric Cowboys, Johnson City, Tennessee, live on Flow Combat. It is flyweight action between former title challenger Diego Bautista taking on Hunter Thomas, making his way to the 125-pound division. Hunter Thomas, a former bantamweight title contender, as he lost to Chase Boutwell, which is no slouch. Chase Boutwell, in my opinion, maybe the best prospect in the Southeast.
Yeah, this one is really enticing for me because, as you mentioned, Diego Bautista fighting Jacob Clemens, coming off of a loss. Hunter Thomas coming off of a loss of Chase Boutwell. These are two of the top talents that they've lost to. And really, in their division, I think they are the second best. And they are looking to get back on the road here to being number one yet again. So it really, I'm interested to see how these guys make adjustments and kind of come back and strive forward.
And for Diego Bautista, he had a great fight against Jacob Clemens, just kind of ran out of gas towards the end. And Clemens, one of those volume strikers, and I think after a while that weared on Bautista a little bit. Something, though, at a young part in his career he can work on, and we'll see the improvements here tonight.
Undoubtedly.
Hunter Thomas getting ready to make his way to the cage. Back to Jennifer Oxendine.
And his opponent making his way to the cage, please welcome Hunter Thomas.
Hunter Thomas, the guy who has fought at bantamweight, got some wins. Justin Thompson, Doug Morley, a very good striker, and Winter Modulin, another very good striker. But Hunter Thomas makes the way to 125 pounds, trades with a very good grind team at the MMA Institute.
A very tall flyweight, and you see the physique of both of these guys, very, very different. Contrasting look, contrasting styles, as you've got the stocky Diego Bautista and you've got that long, rangy Hunter Thomas. But like you mentioned, we've never seen Hunter Thomas as a flyweight. We've never seen him actually even cut weight. This is the first for him, so how will he perform? I have seen Diego Bautista in action. He is super fast, very lightning quick. When he and Jacob Clemens were exchanging, it was hard to even see what was going on.
Right.
With Hunter Thomas, he's used to a slower pace, but he's got that power and that pressure, even though he's still very, very fast. But we're going to find out if he's flyweight fast.
A little bit of speed against a nice grinder in Thomas. We send it back to the cage, your official introductions, and Jennifer Oxendine.
This bout is scheduled for three-minute rounds. First, fighting out of the Intimate Treasures red corner, he weighed in at 129 pounds, holds a record of 3 wins with 3 losses, and fights out of Knuckle Up Fitness in Sandy Springs, Georgia, Diego Bautista. And his opponent across the cage to my right, fighting out of the TSI Diesel blue corner. He weighed in at 126 pounds, holds a record of 4 wins with 1 loss, and fights out of MMA Institute in Dayton, Tennessee, Hunter Thomas. Your referee when the action begins is Jason King.
The Asian Persuasion with your third man in the cage here tonight. Diego Bautista, Hunter Thomas, exciting flyweight action. Do not blink. These guys are lightning quick. Ready to get things started. Your final 4 fights, cage fights at the Cowboy, and we're off and running with your 125-pound contenders. Quickly, Hunter Thomas throwing out that head kick, and maybe the better grappler of the two, so he's not really worried much about the takedown from the talented striker in Bautista.
Hunter Thomas always worry about that chin, though. It's way up high in the air.
As I say that, we see Bautista actually shoot for the takedown. And good defense by Thomas, the guy who trains at MMA Institute, trained some with Jesse Grun in the past, known to be one of the top grinders in the area. And if you can survive at the Institute, literally you can almost fight in any kind of situation. For Bautista, training with some of the great strikers at Knuckle Up Fitness, Austin Childers, Bonte Sewell, many great guys at that gym. As you mentioned, the physique difference, Bautista looks like nothing of a 125-pounder, especially in the amateur ranks. Once you get up to the pros, you see the bigger 25ers. The amateur guys, a lot of those guys are a little bit skinnier and don't really cut a lot of weight. Bautista, a big flyweight to be an amateur.
Yeah, absolutely. And here we go. Bautista closing the distance, and he completes the takedown. Almost knocks the monitor off of our desk here.
I don't think I've ever seen a leg kick to a double leg that smooth. That was very nice and a good way to catch Hunter off his rhythm. Thomas, a very good takedown defense.
Yeah, very, very quick here. And for a moment, he had the left leg of Hunter Thomas compromised, but now Hunter Thomas in full guard.
Thomas doing a good job from the bottom, trying to work up the cage with his foot here. Maybe try to sweep position or set up a submission.
Yeah. Definitely turning that corner, possibly looking for the arm bar. When guys are long and lanky like that, you've really got to watch out for them. You'll think you're out of a submission, and they'll pull you right back in.
Cutting weight's never any fun, but you do get a lot of good benefits when you cut down to a weight class like 125 with the frame of Hunter Thomas. Good job by Bautista, though, to get him away from the cage. And now a little bit closer to the middle, but a little bit of a odd, almost rubber guard here, but it looks like he's trying to take the back. You
almost
gotta be
past the guard of Hunter Thomas. Hunter Thomas settles in to the half guard.
See a lot of flyweights, bantamweights, these smaller guys, they can do weird things with their body that you don't really see a lot in the sport. But now back to the full guard for Bautista. We'll see if he looks to maybe pass. Could try to set up an arm triangle, now working the body and the head. Something he done very well against Clemens the first round.
Nice shot there by Diego Bautista. It could be that Hunter Thomas is having to get adjusted to this different body type.
Right.
Again, a shorter, stockier style. As we mentioned, as we discussed, he fought Chase Bowell in his last outing, who is really similar in size and stature.
Right.
When you go down in weight, it changes everything. You know, myself, I always was around the 145 mark, but when I went up to 55, I actually had some success because I was a little bit faster, and the power at 55 didn't overwhelm me.
Into the first round. And another thing is, the first time cutting weight, MMA Institute's got a good track record of guys cutting weight and being strong. But the first time you do it, you don't know how your body's going to react. Some guys get that stronger and that speed. Some guys, the first time, you feel a little bit of a decrease in how you feel on fight day. We'll see how that affects Hunter Thomas. A good first round, though. Bautista, that late takedown, that work on top, likely winning him that first round. And two guys who have been in the title picture, Bautista at flyweight against Jacob Clemens, one of the top flyweights in the area. Chase Bowell, I think one of the top prospects in all the Southeast, all weight classes, the bantamweight champion and UMAF qualifier. Hunter Thomas losing to him. Two guys who went back in that title picture. And a good first round for Bautista. Hunter Thomas, though.
And you see it there. Bautista spending a majority of this round on top. Ground and pound action, nothing crazy, but I definitely think he stole that round, took that round, and controlled it. So Hunter Thomas is really going to have to adjust and see where he wants this fight. When the first part of the round, he was controlling the center, and really the striking range was all his.
And a tough break for Hunter Thomas, probably thinking he would have a size advantage coming down to 125, and you get matched up with one of the bigger 25ers here in the Southeast, and Diego Bautista. Round two underway between Diego Bautista and Hunter Thomas. Another one of those lead head kicks from Thomas has been one of his favorite strikes here in this fight.
And again, Hunter's going to have to watch playing too much footsie. You know that Diego had success with that takedown in the first. He's going to be looking for it again.
And you mentioned earlier, chin up high, almost the mouthpiece hanging out of the mouth of Hunter Thomas. And that is always something dangerous to see. Jaw injuries, knockouts, all kinds of things potential win like that. And here comes Bautista. Nice spin kick there.
Absolutely. Closing the distance is Diego Bautista. This time shucked off.
And again, though, leading the takedown with a leg kick. I mean, do you see that very often?
Yeah, I mean, we saw it in the first round.
Right.
It's something that's normal for Diego Bautista. That's one thing about the flyweights. They can really improvise and do things that you don't see in any other weight class.
Hunter Thomas switching things up now, going for a takedown of his own. Good defense so far by Bautista. He's got a single leg, going to try to trip it out here. A lot of pressure on the cage. Bautista doing everything right so far. Now switching to the double.
It looks like he may have the hands clasped.
Could see Bautista go for a ride here, maybe get his feet tripped out, but now he's back up.
He battled it up. It was very, very good.
Bautista is showing excellent takedown defense here in this second round. Good knee there on the break from Bautista. We're back to the stand-up game between Thomas and Bautista.
Oh, big right hand by Hunter Thomas.
They exchange leg kick from Bautista. Body kick, that might have hit the elbow. That might have hurt a little more on Thomas's end. Tries to go that little question mark kick over the top, straight down the middle. Nice head movement. And Hunter Thomas pushing for the corner of Bautista, saying that Thomas seems tired. I'm not really seeing that. The mouthpiece kind of been like that the whole fight. Hands low for Thomas.
Maybe a little color forming under the right eye of Hunter Thomas.
And as you mentioned, that jab right to it. Another jab right to it. Almost becoming a bullseye for Bautista. Leg kick. Then a body kick counter. And now the guys starting to talk to one another.
Oh,
What a
beautiful
shoot.
slip. And Diego Bautista scores another takedown, the second of this fight.
And Diego Bautista 3-3 out of Georgia, and a beautiful shot there, just as it looked Hunter Thomas maybe finding his rhythm on the feet. Bautista, a great job changing the game and taking him to the ground. Now he's working, trying to posture up here, putting a lot of pressure on Thomas. Thomas now maybe trying to get his butterflies in here from the guard. 10 seconds remaining in the round. And another great round from Bautista on the feet, doing a very good job, the jab.
Yeah, it was very, very close going into this last 30 seconds. Diego Bautista, he stole it. He stole it here with the takedown, and he's being very strategic, and he's playing it out very well. And again, Hunter Thomas may not be in tune to the speed of the flyweight just yet.
Those takedowns, very explosive from Bautista, and they almost come out of nowhere. As we take a look at the replay of some of the exchanges here between both men, trading shots, both men getting comfortable, talking a little bit to one another. And with these two guys, both guys gonna look for a big third round. Bautista would like to hang on and pick up a win here. And for Hunter Thomas in his corner, you might be thinking, hey, we need a win here in this round, not to win the round, but win the fight. And watch this quick takedown. Leg kick right under, and to the ground they go. Diego Bautista looking explosive tonight, and maybe thinking about a rematch with champion Jacob Clemens. And time's up here, and we get set for the third and final round. Two flyweights here putting on a show. Diego Bautista, Hunter Thomas. Getting things started for our final 4 fights of the night. Cage fights at the Cowboy, the Electric Cowboy in Johnson City here on Flow Combat. Cody Gwynn, Casey Oxenine with you. Quick body kick from Hunter Thomas. Spin kick from Hunter Thomas does not land. Both guys in striking range. Body shot misses, reached a little bit, did Thomas. And Thomas in his mind probably thinking, I need a finish to win this fight. Leans in with a big cross that misses. Looks for that uppercut that also misses, and a leg kick from Bautista. Gotta watch the leg kicks of Bautista because that's been his setup to his quick takedowns. Good head movement from Bautista. Bautista looks like he's worked a lot since the loss to Clemens. Threw that one with bad intentions, but just barely off the mark.
And again, you see Diego Bautista, good head movement, good footwork, but Hunter Thomas toiling forward, but he looked this way in the first and in the second, and somehow Bautista always closes the distance, and he gets the takedown.
Nice.
And now he is opening up here. Hunter Thomas swinging back.
Hunter Thomas looking to land that one punch here, which may be what he needs to win this fight. And Bautista switched it up there, went a little karate style. Now back to his regular stance. Leg kick from Bautista, who I think we'd both agree is probably ahead on the scorecards.
Yeah, I believe so, man. And it's going to take, like you said, a finish by Hunter Thomas, and he's going to have to really bite down on it. He's kind of being passive here. That was a big right hand.
And Bautista shakes it off. That's usually a sign that it didn't feel very good.
Right, but now is the time that Hunter needs to really watch for that takedown.
And there it is.
Boom.
On cue. Pretty good stuff.
And he had watched for it. He's looking for possibly a guillotine, possibly the anaconda. It looks like an arm in guillotine, maybe.
And interesting position here. He ends up on top, but Bautista squeezes out.
And a beautiful
throw.
Uchi-Mata judo throw by Diego Bautista. And he ends up on top yet again here.
And for Thomas, this is no man's land. You have to work here. You got to go for something big, maybe a submission for the bottom, or you got to get back to your feet. Not a long time left in this round for Hunter Thomas. And Bautista likely going to throw short strikes here. Actually, look, some big strikes. He wants a finish even in this late round. And Bautista working hard here, aiming for the ear. And Hunter Thomas here running out of time in this third round of this flyweight battle. Thomas looking to hip out, to shrimp, to find a submission. 10 seconds left, though. Not sure there's enough time for Hunter Thomas.
Wow, some
And-
Shogun action there in the closing moments. Diego Bautista really coming on here.
And an excellent fight and an excellent victory likely for Diego Bautista, former flyweight title contender. And with this performance tonight, he may be heading back to the flyweight title fight. An excellent performance for Diego Bautista. Hunter Thomas hanging on strong, but in the end, I think the size may have played a difference. Dropping down to 125 for Hunter Thomas. I think he can have success there. Just needs to work on the frame. But a big win for Diego Bautista. We'll wait and see how your judges scored the fight. But from here at the commentary table, it looked like all 3 rounds went Bautista's way. And Diego Bautista coming from an excellent gym, Knuckle Up Fitness. And you hear Bautista saying he wants the belt. He's had good fight with Jacob Clemens in the past. He wants Jacob Clemens again. And that's a fight I think we could do again. Diego Bautista, an excellent performance here tonight at Cage Fights at the Cowboy. Still to come, 3 more fights. Caleb Langford, Jared Short, a middleweight battle, and 2 title fights. Greg Hopkins, Paco Maris, and Jordan Ownby, and Lance Abbott. For your decision here between Bautista and Thomas, we send it to the cage and Jennifer Oxendine.
After 3 hard-fought rounds, we go to your judges' scorecard for decision. All 3 judges scored this fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the Intimate Treasures red corner, Diego Bautista.
And Diego Bautista moves to 4-3 and wants a title fight. He'll talk to Casey Oxendine.
Diego, man, what a fight, man. A tremendous victory over a man who was really one of the top bantamweights in mixed martial arts in the region. And he drops down to flyweight, but man, you were able to control the range and really snag those takedowns to secure each and every round from start to finish. Talk about this fight.
Firstly, I want to say thank you to Hunter Thomas. I didn't make the weight. I was about 3 pounds over, and he still took the fight like a champion. Had I been the same weight, my cardio might not have been the same, or might have been as strong. But that was this victory is because of my team. I got two fighters right here, Jamar Whitehead, Devontae Sewell. They fighters themselves, main training partners, and now they're in my corner. I lost sleep over this fight, trying to redeem myself from Jacob Clemens, who whooped my ass last time. So I had to redeem myself.
Well, speaking of redeeming yourself, I mean, that was a tremendous showing here. You were very superb. I was there for that Jacob Clemens fight there at the shed in Maryville, rather. And what a battle it was. 2 of the fastest flyweights I've ever seen in person. Back and forth action. You didn't get it done, but it was so close. I gotta ask you, what is next?
Well, every time I fight, it's actually a dream. I'm chasing a dream. Everybody, society says, Don't do this dream. Go to college, get a career, but this is what I love to do. I consider this like a candle. This is my metaphor. It's like a candle. And any rough wind, the candle disappears. This is my dream. It's a small candle. And that Jacob Clemens lost, the winds were rough, but it still stayed on. And I had to win. There was no losing at all today.
All right, one more time for your winner, Diego Bautista.